Hey everybody's.
Hey y'all.
Hi.
Welcome to Twin Tarot.
How's it going? How's it been?
Is audio okay, y'all? We'll make sure
Ooh,
we get
Twin,
that
you
out the
just turned
way.
into robot sex for me for a second.
Robot sex.
Bruh. I think they hear me fine. It's just Discord that
Yeah,
is fucking
because
up.
Yeah.
Discord is a crackhead site.
Luckily, I
True,
won't be talking a bunch. If it does fuck up,
true, true.
I'll talk just enough. Alright, sounds good. Okay, thanks.
A
Hello everyone. Thanks for all the hosts. We will have the alerts off while we talk to Nami. But speaking of Nami, we have Nami in here, guys.
praise
Hi.
Jesus.
Um, but yeah, hello, humble, kind. Who else here? Apple, Bree, Jay, Kai. Welcome back. Thanks for coming and joining us today. We appreciate it so much. We appreciate it so
Which,
much.
which we know is a lie, Kai. So
Oh, what's a lie? Oh,
that Nami sounds innocent.
Because I am innocent.
Child,
oh
we're starting off
God.
Twin Tarot with a lie. You hate to see it.
Wow. The disrespect.
We all know you a little bit too well.
Wow.
It's all love though. It's all love though. Wow, Apple. Ain't seen Apple in 8 years, and then Apple treats me like this.
I'm weak. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, sorry, y'all. Ooh. But y'all know we're in our mental health awareness month because that is what May is. And like we kind of told you guys last week, Nami is the first of our two guests that we're going to have this month. And because our whole thing is about, mental health and spirituality and all those things, we decided that Nami would be one of the perfect people to talk to us about this. Because if y'all don't know, this humble wow, because this is really like Nami's like realm of stuff. Like this is, if you know anything about Nami, you know that she is like the very spiritual person, and this is what she knows. So
Facts.
we're glad to have Nami here today. Thank you, Nami, for taking the time to be with us today.
Facts.
Thanks for having me.
If you don't follow Nami, because Nami is a streamer, you can do the !Nam and go check out her channel. She's an Overwatch
Retired.
professional. She is a
Oh my
liar,
God.
among other things. She is a whole liar. Right, Jay, the car's never lied. Not from Carmen. But yeah, we're gonna have a little interview session with Nami. We're gonna ask her some questions, and we're also gonna have some questions for you guys. If you guys have any questions you want to ask Nami after we go through, but it's gonna be a very interactive thing. So we're gonna, start a discussion. And Twin has also made some commands, so you guys will be able to follow along with the questions in the chat, so you guys know what we're talking about. So Nami,
Yes.
is there anything you want to say to the people before we get started on these questions?
Not really, no. Maybe at the end.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, Nami. So our first question is, what is your personal journey with mental health and spirituality?
Well, I like to say that my journey started when I was born. As soon as I came, as soon as I took my first breath. And I say that because there have been several instances in my life where they wouldn't let me die. And I say that because a lot of you don't know this, a lot of you do. I had a stroke. Almost died. So at like the tender age of 1, they told my mother that I wasn't going to be able to do. I was going to be in a rest home the rest of my life, and that's it. So, with that, my spiritual journey started with that because as soon as I was one and I could have had the chance to leave this earth, they didn't allow me to do it. And which is crazy because they, spirit, God, they see death as a celebration because it's not a sad thing. It's a, hey, you're here, congratulations type of thing. It's like a level up. It's different from how we see it here on earth. So that's why I always say like that it started as soon as every time I I want to die or I want to whatever, they won't allow me to do it. So it's like every time that happens, my spiritual journey restarts itself. It resets. So, yeah.
Wow. I did not know that for sure.
Yeah. It's a very like difficult what for me it used to be very difficult because it was one of those moments where with all of that came a whole bunch of other things. So like one side of my brain's dead. I have a learning disability. When I talk, sometimes I slur, and a lot of times when I get nervous or when I get uncomfortable, I laugh. And it's crazy because I just had to tell my mother because when I told her about this, she's like, okay, well, don't laugh when you get uncomfortable. And I'm like, well, I looked it up, and a lot of people that have had strokes, they have that where they can't control it. It's just something with their brain, they can't control it.
Wow.
So it's my journey has been very, very rough, like extremely rough. But it's a beautiful journey, very beautiful journey.
We're glad to have you here with us, Nami.
Facts.
Glad to be here. Glad to breathe, and it feels really good to just wake up and just like, oh, like I made it through a day. Like I actually made it through everything. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
It's amazing, to be honest.
It is. It is. Sorry, all my voice is cracking. Give me 1 second.
Take your time.
I should have got my ginger tea, but I didn't. It's fine.
Ginger tea would be good right now. That's one of the only teas I actually like. So I think now we can get into our second question to kind of piggyback off of our first question about like how your personal journey with mental health and spirituality. How did because we know that Nami is very into tarot. Nami is very much into all of the kind of metaphysical, spiritual things too. So how did that particular journey begin for you?
I've always known that there was something about me that was just, it was like I spent a lot of my life trying to find myself because I felt like something was missing. No matter what I did, no matter what like, I was a goth for like a whole year. Then it was like emo goth for like another year, and it just didn't feel like me. But I've always been so drawn to crystals, to meditation, to Gandhi, to Buddha. I've just always been drawn to learn about spiritual things, and I didn't understand what it was, but I just knew that it was just something. It was something about it. Like I was meant to pull cards. I was meant to connect with people. I'm meant to heal people. And it's just it's just one of those things that whatever is meant for you will find you. You don't have to really go searching. It'll definitely find you when you're ready, and I was definitely ready. And I'm very thankful and grateful that it found me, because I can actually spend the time with people, and I can actually heal, and I could actually talk to people and cry with people and connect with people in a deeper way than usual. And it's very beautiful, and it's amazing. And to meet people who have similar stories, but yet it's still different, and to meet people that have such a light and they don't even see it is beautiful.
I don't know if anybody in the chat has ever had a card pulled by Nami or a reading or anything. Like, even if you didn't ask for it, if you've ever been in one of Nami's streams while she is doing general reading, sometimes Nami will end up bringing up some stuff that you don't necessarily ever talk about, or that you've never mentioned, and it's like, Nami, get out of my business. Like,
It's not my fault.
it is
It's
a
not
lot.
my fault.
It can get very intense sometimes. I'm like, now hold on. But
It really
not
can. Like, that's no joke. Like, you guys think it gets intense for you guys, but it gets intense for me, because when I say it, I don't even think about it. Like, I just like, all right, take deep breaths, doing what I'm doing, then I'll hear a message, or they'll make me blurt out something, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm making the person uncomfortable, Spirit. Why are you doing this to me? They're gonna hate me.
exactly, Kai and Jay. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot. You just be sitting there minding your business. You just lurking. They be like, now hold on. Like, what? Yes, humble. Nami does readings. Nami does all the things. Nami be secretive about it, but Nami does the thing. We have to beat her.
I need to get out of my spiritual closet, but I'm always so scared to do it, because I'm like, I don't know. I still have to get comfortable with that part of myself where I'm like, okay, guys, hi, I'm going to read your ass for filth, you know? And I might connect with someone that passed. So excuse me if that happens. Like, it's just a lot. A lot of energy.
Understandable. Definitely understandable. But sometimes you need that. Sometimes we all need that. Somebody to kind of tell us the things that we're not really trying to see that are there. So we do appreciate it. Even though we get a little dragged, we appreciate it.
Well, thank you guys for allowing me to do that, to read your energy. And it's been a lot. That's all I can say.
Understandable. Yes, Kai, we stand Nami.
Facts.
Okay. So now we're gonna get into a little bit more of the self-care things. So Nami, what are some of your favorite forms of self-care? What do you do when you feel that urge to, I just had a brain fart. When you need to go away and self-care. The word was like right on the tip of my tongue and it just left.
I understand what you're saying.
Ooh, I'm tearing up.
There is different ways of self-care. There's different levels. Usually I would meditate. I'd either breathe in 6, out 6, or breathe in 12, out 6, depending on how I feel. I'd take salt baths. I'd dance around my room. I'll sing. That's self-care in itself. I'd write. Cry it out if I need to. Sleep. I'd do other grown-up things.
I'm weak.
I don't want to say the word, but you guys know what I mean.
I mean, we grown here.
Facts.
the masturbationisms. Um, just just spending time with yourself, with me spending time with myself, reading, all the stuff I love. I do it. Watch a movie. It's really that simple.
What kind of movies do you usually watch, like, for self-care? Do you watch, like, horror stuff, or do you just watch, like, comedies or romance, or does it matter?
Oh, child, I can tell you right now, I can't watch horror stuff when I'm doing self-care because I get so mad. I get so mad and I yell at the TV.
I feel that.
I watch a lot of romantic movies. Believe me, it's not just, I tell people that and they're like, what? You watch romance movies? Yes, I do. I watch romance movies and I cry every single time. So yeah, that's pretty much what I love to watch usually if I'm not watching horror films. I don't really care for comedy movies depending on who's in it. But I love romance movies.
That love, all that love and stuff. Can't relate.
Yes, I'm just a hopeless romantic. I really am.
I can't wait until we get into Nami's natal chart.
Oh my god.
I can't wait.
Oh my god. I could just hear her now like, oh my god, you have such and such in your sixth house?
Wow.
Oh.
I feel attacked. Not the rom-coms, yikes. Okay. So, on the flip side, what are some of your least favorite forms of self-care, or what are some things you've tried that you've had like bad experiences with and you're just like never doing that again?
My least favorite? I've never really tried anything that I didn't like, I guess. Well, yeah, okay, now. Let me stop lying. Lord Jesus. Okay. There was a point when I would eat a lot. That was my self-care, and I didn't like it because I always felt sick afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
That is something that I did not like, and I knew it wasn't for me, even though I barely eat anyways. But that's probably why it was like, okay, Nami, what the hell are you doing? You don't eat, so why are you eating a lot? But yeah, that's one of the things that I don't like. I can't think of anything else.
I feel that though. We have to yell at Nami to eat sometimes, so it's understandable. You explained, it makes a little bit more sense now.
No, hold on, you don't have to yell at me to eat.
We literally do.
Hey man, I fast 24/7.
Child, we're gonna have to fight her because
Definitely.
that's not a good thing. And people say I don't eat. I eat more than Nami does.
You eat air.
Wow.
I'm
screaming.
Attack. Not while we're on the subject. We have to yell at her. I don't know why she's trying to act brand new. We have to yell at you to eat all the time.
They do have to yell at me, but listen, man, it's a struggle.
Jay said, "Did you eat before this interview?"
Well, Jay, first of all, I don't like to be slandered and attacked. I did make some angel hair pasta that I'm going to eat later.
Not the no, but at least she's gonna eat later. So we're gonna hold her to eating later. Or else. Hi Naj, welcome to the stream. So now in the interview, we're gonna get to the portion of scenarios. And at the end of these scenarios, if you guys do have any additional questions or things that you would like Nami's opinion on or Nami's feedback on, we're gonna open up, for those like after we finish these scenarios. So our first scenario is you and your significant other just had a horrible argument and you both said some pretty bad things to each other. What would you do in this situation, and what are your steps to recover from this mentally?
Man, that's happened once. Um, I would honestly, if I say something that's like from, because you guys know me, y'all know I don't think before I say things.
Nami is a hothead.
I am not a hothead. She's like me. I don't know. I might be, but um, I I don't think before I say things. I don't really think before I react to things, and I do a lot of overthinking. So when that happens, I have to go in, kind of like let everything settle first, because if it's not settled, if no one's calm, and I just go in and I'm, trying to apologize, whatever, it might create a bigger mess. So I wait until everything's, calmed down, and then I'll go in there and say, okay, hey, I apologize, and try to explain how I'm feeling, and then really deeply listen to how that person feels. And then always make sure that I hug the person at the end of the talk and say a stupid ass joke.
Not the stupid ass joke.
That's me. Always.
I did like how you say you do, apologize, and you do make them, help them understand that, there's no real hard feeling, that you still love them afterwards. Because some people, some petty people would just be like, well, fuck you. I'm not saying, if they don't apologize, and I'm not apologizing, or, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's good that you, take that step, because a lot of people wouldn't, because a lot of people are just, a little bit toxic. But
Yeah, I feel like you have to see things when something like that happens. You have to see things from not just your perspective, but the person's perspective, or any and everybody that's involved. You have to see it from a different microscope. So it's like it helps me to understand situations better. Granted, sometimes I'm like, nah, man, nope, nope. But I think that's just my ego's like, nah, Nami, you right. You always right, sis. don't don't do that. Don't even apologize. You right. But then I have to be like, okay, gotta tell my ego to shut up, because I'm not always right. And even though I'd like to be, but I'm not always right, and it's a very hard pill kind of taking, but it has to be done to actually handle things better.
now our next question is going to be focused on work and the workplace. So,
Oh man.
you've been fired from a job that you've worked for several years. You're about to be promoted but the company had to downsize. What is your immediate reaction, and what would you do in this situation, and what are your steps to recover from that mentally?
Well, I've been fired.
Same.
Fact,
I've
same.
I've been fired. Maybe like once, because I only worked like 2 jobs. No, wait, two jobs, I think. The last one I actually did get fired, but Um, you know, I I think at first I'd be upset about it, because the initial reaction would be, well, fuck, I was ass off. I did this, I did that. They're not seeing my worth, they're not seeing value. But then I have to also understand they also have people. Okay, hey, you have to downsize. Hey, you have to do this, to do that. everybody has, they have the moments where it's like you have someone in your ear telling you what to do, and even if you don't like it, you have to do it. And if that, even if you don't like it, you have to me, I'd be like, to do it. And y'all gotta get it all, y'all, whatever. But then later on, just like feeling bad and like, okay, well, I get it. You guys are downsizing. Understand. Shit happens. And there's really nothing you can really do about it. You just have to either be okay with it or not be okay with it. And just, just do what you need to do.
I take your time. Hopefully Twitch isn't being on crackhead time, because y'all know Twitch.
Oh, Twitch is being weird.
Twitch is one of the most crackheaded sites, but we're here.
Whew. Keep my Twitch comments to myself. Whew.
Welcome back, Kai. Glad everything's back to normal.
Welcome back.
All right. So now we're getting into the realm of friendships. So, you not to chase me. All right. You are caught in the middle of a friendship because two of your friends are having a huge falling out. Friend A is using toxic behavior to sway you and others to their side. Friend B is not being as toxic as friend A, but they are using manipulative behavior too. What do you do in this situation, and how do you recover mentally?
Man, I'm just gonna be honest, because that has happened to me more times than I can count. And when it happens to me, I just be like, okay, I'm the type where I'm like, okay, why don't you talk to the person? Why don't you guys just talk it out? Get all your feelings out and all your out and let that be it. But sometimes it doesn't happen that way at all. And sometimes for me, foul language has to be used. And if I end up getting manipulated with something, or because I've had friends who would lie on the other person, be like, oh yeah, and so did this, that, and third, and it turns out to be a lie. I don't try to assert myself in it. I would just remove myself from the situation, because you can't heal a situation when both parties don't want it to be healed. And even if they do want it to be healed, they're not taking initial steps for it to be healed because they're blinded by anger. So for me, it's important to just like step away and just let them handle whatever it is they need to handle. I just step away, meditate, take a couple of breaths, curse people out, and I'm good. Really.
So that sometimes people need that good cussing out.
I'm telling you. I am telling you. Whew.
Definitely been in some situations like that. So
Yes,
that's all it takes. Right. Thanks for that, host Jay. And on to our next question about friendships. You and a close friend are currently experiencing a distancing in your relationship. You've reached out and tried to amend the friendship to no avail. Do you continue the friendship or not? If you continue, how will you mend it? And how do you recover from this mentally?
You know, this has happened to me recently. And I must say, like, I have to make sure that I'm not overthinking it first. Because a lot of times I'll overthink it and be like, oh my God, it's what it is. It's what it is. But it's not what it is, and I'm just psyching myself out because I'm overthinking the hell out of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a huge problem for me because, you know, you guys know I overthink a lot. It's very rough for me. Um, I if I talk to the person and I'm not getting through, there's nothing else that I can do, and I just distance myself or just kind of just stay away because I feel it's a waste of time to continue to talk to that person or those people and constantly feel as if they're not hearing you or they're not understanding you or simply just saying, okay, well, it's not true, but still continue to do it. I think it's just at that point you have to do what's best for you. That's also a part of self-care. It's just you have to put yourself first.
True.
So, you know, it's very important to, if you feel that way and you tell the person about it and you explain how you feel and it's happening, it's very important to put yourself first, and it's very important to think of yourself first and just do what you need to do in that situation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I feel like we've probably all been in situations like that. Definitely. But like Nami said, if you've exhausted all your, sources, resources, you've said everything that you have to say, and if, it's not going anywhere, then ultimately you have to do what's best for you. And if that means, letting it go, then sometimes you have to do that. Even though it might be a
Yes.
little bit hard, sometimes you have to, because, it's part of, growing and all those things.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Now, our final question is going to be about family. And this question is well, this scenario. You just got into a big argument with your parent about trauma you experienced from them in the past. They won't take any responsibility for it. How do you handle that situation and how do you recover from that?
Oh, big ooh. Ooh. Um, well, I'll tell you what. This question really, I can really do about that. Um, like me and my mom, for instance, we are amazing now. We have a great relationship. But there were instances where I did not feel important, um, or heard, you know, or her child. And I have to learn to kind of, well, what I did recently, let me just go there. What I did recently was I had to tell my spirit guides, spirit, whoever, they're like, okay, hey man, before I would just take this and it'd be good, but I'm not doing it anymore. I deserve better than this. So you either fix it or I'm done completely. And in 2 seconds, it's like, okay, it's like a complete turnaround. Everything's good. But I don't think I would be able to have that discussion with my parents to say, okay, hey, your trauma is this, that, and the third, and you're reflecting that back on me. I kind of just let it be how it is. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, I would feel how I feel, and I would write about it or vent, to friends. And just let it be like that, because it's very difficult in our community, because we are brought up to feel like, okay, feeling this way, talking about this, that, and third, makes you look weak. And that's something that I had to kind of break free from. And I'm trying to do that, but I think it's working, because I haven't really had that discussion with my parents about their trauma or how they treat me. Well, not my mother. My father, however, the last thing I said to him was, why do you call me when you have other children that you don't call at all? And I really waited on him. Like, okay, you have issues. You have deep-rooted issues. And I can no longer sit here and talk to you. I can no longer say you're my father if you're going to keep abusing. And I will say I haven't spoken to him since. I haven't spoken to him in years. But I don't know. Like, I feel like sitting down and talking to your parents is important. I just have to get across that, and I just have to do it for myself and just be like, hey, I don't feel good when you say this, or I don't feel good when you do this. And I do it. I've been doing it here and there, like recently, about little things. But there was something that my mom told me that I was like, okay, you just hurt my feelings. What you said hurt me. And I want you to know that, okay, that's not cool, that's not right. But I need to really, when something serious happens, to speak on it right then in that moment. And to say, okay, hey, this has to stop, because you're making me feel like I'm not wanted, or I'm not cared for, or I'm not your child. And it hurts me, and I don't appreciate it, and I don't like it, and I deserve better.
Absolutely.
That was a lot I said, but hopefully you guys got it, because I was talking in circles.
You were talking in circles. I got exactly what you're putting down, because one thing that stood out is that you said that a lot of our things, the trauma that we go through, is trauma that our parents dealt with, and they just reflected onto us. And I was like, that is very, very true. And I feel like that can be said for a lot of people, and I think especially in the Black community, because I think the majority of us, I feel like it is definitely something that we deal with in our spaces, because of generations and generations of things being done a certain way. And like you also said, because a lot of our parents are not comfortable with talking about trauma and stuff like that. So it's like, when this generation who's trying to be like, hey, mom, dad, this thing that you did when I was a kid, like, this is not okay. And they don't really know how to take that as you not being disrespectful, or you not calling them a bad parent, and they don't know how to take that criticism, because it's like they've never they didn't grow up with people saying like, hey, I don't like when you do XYZ for XYZ reason. Like, they don't really know how to handle it. And it's like, it's a lot of pressure put on us, because we are we're brought up now, like, we're in a time where it's easier for us to talk about our feelings and how we, how things make us feel. And it's hard for us to talk to our parents about that because our parents, they don't get it. And it's like some of them, they're closed-minded, and because of so much old thinking, they don't want to open up to hearing these things or understanding these things. So
Yes.
I did like that you said that you do try to assert yourself more with, saying how things that they do make you feel, because I feel like that's something we can all, kind of learn to do. But I think it's
Yes.
definitely easier said than done, because ooh, child.
Ooh, let me tell you, my mom the other day was like, we were in TJ Maxx, and don't ask, we were out. Yes, we were at TJ Maxx, and she was getting stuff for my niece, and there's baby clothes over there. So I was like, oh my god, it's so cute. Now everybody that knows me knows that I love kids and I want kids. She knows that too. As many times as I told her. But this lady was like, oh, well, you don't need to have kids. I'm like, why don't I need to have kids? Like, this. I want kids, whatever. Oh, well, it might be too late for you to have kids because, you're getting up there in age. And it was something along those lines. And when she said that, my mood just changed. And I was just like, oh my God. Like, first of all, I'm not old. Let me just put that out there. I'm not old. People are still having kids in their 40s, their 50s. Like, it's not a problem. But I was just like, oh my God, like, that really, like, I was going to cry in TJ Maxx in the baby section, like a crazy person. Like, I just went through some shit because of what she told me. And then I really had to be like, okay, that's not nice. Like, you hurt my feelings. That's not nice. Because she knows that I want to have kids, and she knows that I've told her that, hey, I'm going to have kids. But she always says, oh no, I want Madison, who's my niece, to be like my only grandchild, and this, that. And it's like, you can't say stuff like that. You cannot say stuff like that. You can't dictate how you want my life to go. And I was really proud of myself, but at the same time I was still hurt and in my feelings. But very proud of myself that I stood up and said, okay, hey, no, you can't say stuff like that. Like, that's mean and you hurt my feelings. So I'd also like to add, guys, that you are not weak for talking to someone, for feeling emotion, for crying. You're not weak for that. You're very, extremely strong for even acknowledging that you have these emotions and this is how you feel and that's how you feel, and you're crying about it. That's strong as hell. To actually sit with your emotions and your feelings and your sadness and all this, and you crying is strong as hell. And that's like one of the things that I've heard a lot in the Black community too, that, okay, crying is weak. Talking to a therapist that's just, you look crazy talking to a therapist. And that it's not true. It's just people's perception. But people's reflection and perception does not define who you are. And you're actually being strong for healing yourself and being better for you. And that is extremely beautiful, and it's extremely strong of you to take that step for yourself.
Exactly. I definitely agree because I feel like when you said that it's definitely, ooh, my voice did a thing. When you said it's definitely kind of looked down upon in our community and stuff like that, it kind of made me think because y'all know me, y'all know I'm always like, oh, fuck emotions, what are emotions, blah blah blah. But you saying that kind of made me realize, like, I think for me, I think I was always somebody that was very emotional as a child. I was a crybaby. I would literally cry about everything because I always felt stuff a lot, like
Mm-hmm.
stuff, even like, I mean, like, it would be if I was in class and I got an answer wrong, like I would cry. Or if I got in trouble for something, I would cry. Like, even if I wasn't doing anything, like I would cry. Like, that's just, and I think because growing up in a household was like, always being told to stop crying, or nobody's ever really, wondering why you're crying. And because, black moms, well, black parents always be like, stop crying, I'm gonna give you something to cry about, and all that kind of stuff. I think that
Exactly.
kind of made me, um, kind of, because I know for me, I had a point in my life where I was like, I'm gonna stop being emotional about everything, and I forced myself to just not. And I think part of that is the reason why for so long in my life, like up to like only like a couple of months ago, I was just like, fuck emotions, like I don't believe in emotions. But I definitely think, and also because I'll say talking to Nami about stuff too, and talking to Twin, and talking in here with you guys about stuff, I think definitely has helped me embrace my emotions more and not feel weird about having them. But I do think our upbringing and not really being allowed to feel emotions and stuff sometimes kind of, really sets us back and all that kind of stuff. So
Yes.
I'm
Because,
grateful.
yeah, it's like, it is a huge problem. And, like, okay, so even when all of this stuff, the abuse with my dad and, all this, and I went to tell his mom, my grandmother, that, okay, hey, your son, my father, did this to me. She was just like, she called me a liar. She said that, oh, it's not true. At first, I thought, okay, she's shocked because it's her, I understand because it's her son. Who wants to hear that their son, does this? But the next day I was working and she called me and I'm freaking out because I'm thinking, okay, something happened with my pop. She calls me and she's like, oh, hey, so remember when did your boyfriend see you naked when you were talking on the phone? This was the next day, right after I told her about my dad. I knew right then that she was just, once again, blaming me and not blaming him and have him own up to what he did to me. And I'm not gonna lie, I cussed her ass slam out. I cussed her out so bad and I hung up on her. Because I'm like, why would you blame me? You think I asked for it? You think I just wanted it to happen to my father? You know what I mean? I feel like with that, things need to be brought to the surface and not swept under the rug because of how other people feel or because it's embarrassing. It can be embarrassing, whatever. I don't care. But you need to face it head on instead of blaming victims of sexual abuse. You know what I mean? Stop sweeping things under the rug to make it seem like your family is perfect. Because no family is perfect, number one. And I can't really speak for any other community, But the community, I'm a part of, but it is a huge problem in our community because a lot of things that happen get swept under the rug. And it's not fair at all. And Bestie, what you said about when you were a child, I also feel like parents need to understand that kids are going to cry. That's what kids do. When my niece when she's feeling how she feels and she cries, I wait for her to finish. And then I'm like, okay, then I talk to her. Because it's important to get all of that out, because if you don't get it out, it's going to build up for the rest of your life. And then it's going to just explode and take over you. And it's just, it's a huge problem in the Black community that things are not acknowledged. Things are swept under the rug. And a lot of people who've been in situations, even worse situations than myself, are judged. Even people in general are judged is not right. You cannot complain about somebody having a dirty house when your house is dirty itself. You know what I mean? Like, you can't do that. So I say it's very important to, like, however you feel, whatever you feel, get it out. If someone hurt you, let that person know. Hey, you hurt me when you did XYZ. Hey, you hurt me XYZ. It's very important to speak on it and to get it out, because if you don't, it's just going to constantly build up, and grudges are going to come up, and you're going to end up it's just going to be a mess.
Very true.
I think another thing that Nami mentioned that is definitely a big deal in our community is a lot of victim blaming, especially when it comes to children. And I don't just mean like little kids, I mean like, because we're all children. I feel like a lot of times we are typically the person taking the blame for something that happens to us. When you do find the curse, it tells me, it's like, oh, what did you do to be put in XYZ, predicament? And it's like, that's not okay. And you cannot put, what someone does to you is never your fault. You can't just be like, oh, well, what did you do? I feel like that's another big issue that we have, and it's very annoying. But it's like that thinking, and like Nami also said, like the keeping secrets in families and stuff like that because of image, or you don't want people to talk. But it's like, ultimately, would you rather have people talk, or would you rather your child be in danger, or anybody in your family? And it's like, it's kind of annoying because like we were saying earlier, the history of like the trauma that happens in the community and stuff like that, it just continues going because so many people want to keep those old views, and people don't want to be open or accepting, or to be able to point out that things are not okay or that things are wrong. And it's like, how do we get to a point of where we break from that, and being ashamed of these things to speak out about when something's wrong? I feel like that's like a hard thing, but it's just something we all have to work on. But it's hard when we don't have the pillars of our communities and stuff like that, our older generation, like not really helping to combat that.
Yes, it is. Because like for the longest time, I blamed myself for it, for my dad's actions. And when I kept it a secret for so long, and I remember it was, what the hell was it? Okay, maybe I don't remember that well. It was either July 4th or New Year's. It was something. And my cousin was taking me home, and I remember we were talking about, and then something just hit me, and then I was like, I just told her everything. And she was like, okay. She had been in a similar situation with someone else. And she was just like, no, you can't. You have to tell your mom. You can't continue to just keep this secret. You have to let her know, because if she doesn't know, then like, how is she going to help you? And it took a while, because I'm like, okay, yeah, I have to tell my mom. I have to tell her. And then I started second guessing myself, and I'm like, even though I knew it wasn't gonna happen, but I was just thinking, I'm like, what if she hates me? Because my grandmother blamed me, and I felt like she hated me afterwards. And even though it definitely will not be the same with her, I was just overthinking it. And we were at dinner, and we were talking about something, and I was like, Mom, I have something to tell you. And I told her, and she was pissed. She was so pissed that she wanted me to find my father's number because she was going to call him and give him a tongue lashing of his life. And you guys think I'm worse. When I'm cussing someone out and I'm doing this, reading somebody for filth, I get it from her. And she's worse than me. She would have just read his life. But, she was very just like, she's very upset. But she understood me. And she understood how I was feeling and what I felt. And we talked through it, and everything was fine. This is why I'm such an advocate of talking about things with people, because you never know. The person that you're talking to may go through the same thing. And you guys could have each other's back and be a shoulder for each other. And two of you are healing and all of this together. Like, it's so important.
Very true.
Exactly. Oh, sorry on my voice. Still cracking. But definitely, Nami, thank you for your insight, and thank you for, being here with us and answering
Thank you
those.
guys for having me.
We appreciate it. It was a long time coming. But
It was.
that was the end of our questions that we have for Nami. But if there's anyone in the chat, if you had anything that you wanted to ask Nami, or any other scenarios or anything that you wanted Nami's take on, you guys can drop those in the chat.
Whew, I feel closer to everyone.
We love it.
It sounds weird, but I feel closer because I don't usually like to open up about a lot of things. Like I'll talk to people about it, but like I don't really just like, well, hey guys, I've been through this, that, third. But it's very important, and I feel like I've gotten closer with everybody because I've opened up. If that makes any sense, because sometimes I won't be making sense.
Makes sense. Kai, do you remember what channel you put it in? I'm looking through real quick.
I think it might be in suggestions.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm slow. Okay, so Kai's question was, what advice would you give someone who wants to start being spiritual?
Definitely to follow your intuition. That is the most important. What feels right for you or to you is what you should go more towards. Start slow. Don't just jump into it head first, because there's a lot of things that really, there's a lot of things about spirituality, because there's different levels and there's different types, and I think it's just have to do what's best for you and what feels right. Definitely start with crystal. Definitely start with meditation. Definitely start with making your own binaural beats, crystal singing bowl playlist for each chakra. Definitely look up about chakras and how to clear, balance, and align them. That would definitely help you. Yeah. Just read. Do a lot of reading.
We stand reading.
Yes.
I don't know about all that, but
now hold on, Audrey.
To kind of piggyback off of Kai's question, kind of sorta, what are some of your what kind of crystals would you suggest are starters for somebody who's just getting into crystals and everything like that?
I would start with amethyst. That definitely helps with intuition, all that. Rose quartz, definitely rose quartz, because it helps with the heart. Clear quartz is really good too. Selenite is really good too, for just to kind of balance you out into, if you're in the field like I am, definitely help. I would usually get the cellulite wand, so that way you could practice cord cutting, and you use the selenite to kind of just, it helps you with cord cutting, and it helps you get closer to who you are. Yes.
Thank you. Also, I am adding something that I think we might have to ask Nami about a little bit later for a topic one day, because I think cord cutting is something we haven't really talked about. So now we're gonna be picking your brain about that too.
I am excited to be picked.
Hey. Welcome to the stream, cloud-based. How are you? Class-based. How are you?
Nami Humble had a question.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I feel like I may have a gift, but I don't know for sure, or if I know how to connect with the gift on a stronger level. You have any advice for him?
Honestly, everyone has gifts. Everyone is an empath in their own way. Do you know what gift you may have? Because I feel like if you if you're really interested in learning more about the gifts that you have, I'd say really to research, because there's a shit ton of there's a shit ton of gifts. There's empathic. There's different levels of being an empath. There is feeling other people's emotions. There's also the very extreme empathic gift of, like, okay, so say you're watching, this is the best way I can explain this high level, empathic gift. Say you're watching a UFC fight. The person gets hit, they have a bruise. The bruise will show up on you. You will feel it. It's like also feeling emotions and feeling that pain, but you'll also have the bruises of that other person. A couple of things, or maybe a few. Okay. Definitely do research. The best way I could say to connect with your gifts is meditation. Really connecting with your chakras, your third eye, will definitely help. Stuff like that.
I definitely need more help on the meditating, because that's something I can't really do. I suck at meditating.
Yeah, people. Okay, so here's my problem with like a lot of posts and like people that I've seen are just like, oh yeah, meditating is you're sitting, your legs are crossed, whatever. That's not. There's different types of ways to meditate. That's not the only way you can meditate. You can meditate with your eyes open. You don't have to sit, whatever. You can lay down on your bed. Make sure you have your eyes open though, because if you don't, you will legit fall asleep. Because you're so calm, you will, like, for real fall asleep. Believe me, I've made that mistake several times, and I've fallen asleep and I could hear myself snoring. It is a thing. So if you're meditating when you're laying down, make sure you have it open. There's different types of breathing techniques. I think there's one that's called like the fire breathing technique, or the fire dragon, something like that.
Well, I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, that's a really good one too. It's like you breathe in, but then you're breathing out of either your nose or your mouth. It really doesn't matter. But it's like like that, and it helps kind of destroy negativity and like kind of get the negative things out of you. But meditation could definitely help with learning about your gifts, humble. Or you really just, yeah, I just say meditate, read up on your gifts, or what happens, or what you think. Just read up on those things. That'll definitely help you with what gifts you have. It'll definitely help. But definitely meditation. Because when you're meditating, it's like you meditate on the question that you want answers to. And the answers will definitely flow to you through meditation. It is very strong. Very strong.
So we're all gonna have to start meditating.
I say let's make a meditation group.
Wow. I'm gonna disappoint y'all because, ooh,
I've
I
done
used to
a little
meditate.
bit of it, but I have to like when I've seen someone like focus on certain words that you
Mm-hmm.
want to kind of like affirmations more than like
Yes.
trying to get in contact with like a certain part of yourself because
Mm-hmm.
since I do overthink a lot and have a lot of anxiety, my mind will race when I try to meditate. So I try to focus and literally think and say sometimes the same word over and over, like a positive affirmation,
Mm-hmm.
to kind
Yes.
of clear my mind. Cause child, it'll be racing.
I think that's one of the difficult things about when people hear about meditation. They're like, "Oh my god!" Like they think you have to just stop thinking, and it's like it's not possible to
Yeah,
just you know. But like Audrey said, just meditate and just have like positive affirmations and mantras, and that'll definitely help you.
yeah.
For me,
But I
when
need
I
to do
used
it
to
more.
meditate, I used to listen to frequencies and it helped, but then at one point I started feeling like I couldn't move my body and I just saw this like black shadow like over because I had my eyes closed and I just felt like this black cloud over me and then I never meditated again because I was scared because I was like I'm probably gonna die like the demons are coming to get me, so I never did it again. But yeah, I'll try like what Twin said with the affirmations and stuff, but
Yeah.
the way my brain is set up, my brain be like, "Ooh, let's think about this thing," and I'm just like,
But I know it takes
What?
practice though. So
mm,
Yes,
even if you
it
do
really
have the
does.
crazy thoughts, it'll get better as you do
Yeah.
more, which I need to do more.
same, same.
It's it's definitely better to like when you have like a negative thought, just switch it up with a positive, and that will help you with practicing
Mm-hmm.
with meditation and with changing your negative thoughts to positive. Oh, also, you're doing I am mantras. I
I need
really,
some of those.
yes, I do them every day. When I wake up, I take my shower. I'm like, I'll sometimes I'll listen to singing bowls while I'm taking my shower, um, while I'm cleansing and all this, and I'll say my I am mantras in the shower. And then when I get out of the shower, get changed, do whatever I need to do, I'll get a paper and a pen and I'll write down, I am beautiful, I am smart, I am victorious, I am successful, I am manifesting the life beyond my wildest dreams. I am powerful, I am a queen, I am an empress, all of this stuff. And it really helps to focus on the positives and just really helps you to align with yourself and get closer to yourself, but also really just see things differently and, just be grateful about a lot of things.
It's amazing.
I do not have pretty handwriting, please.
You're a
I
liar.
would like to see it.
See, he says that a lot, and I'm just like, I listen. I write differently. The way I write is I don't think about what I'm writing. It's like a form of meditation for me. Like I'm just just not even thinking. I'll write, but then I'll notice like, oh, my handwriting. But then I'll notice that okay, my handwriting is different from how my actual handwriting is, and it's always different depending on what I write. And I know that is my, it's my angels like kind of speaking through me. I don't know if that makes sense. It's like, I don't know. It's weird. It's kind of hard to explain. But it's just my handwriting's different a lot of times, and
I understand. I have like 3 different handwritings depending on how tired my hand is.
Same. Mine changes with my mood. It goes from chicken scratch to neat, and then I don't know what the other one is. It's just a mess.
and
Yes, Naj, please do.
yes.
I have another question for Nami. Can you tell us a little bit about scripting? Because I know you mentioned that before.
Oh yes, scripting is, there's different like ways. What I find helpful for me is kind of like, it's kind of like you're writing the script for your life. So it's like, I'm walking down the street and I find I find $500 on the ground. It's kind of like that. It's like you're reading a book. Or you're writing like a script for a movie or something, but you're actually speaking everything into existence.
Okay.
I definitely need to focus on that some more because I used to I think I kind of did something similar to scripting at one point when I was really big on like manifesting, but then I just kind of stopped doing it. But I feel like the way that you describe scripting, I definitely want to do that some more.
Yeah. It's like, it's really nice, and it puts you in a positive, peaceful mood, and you're just like, just writing the script for your life. It's like when you write it down, you're putting your order out there in the universe that, okay, this is what I want. It's like you're putting your order out there. So what you're thinking and what you're saying and all this, what you're writing is very powerful. So it's like the universe is paying attention to it. They're paying attention to what you're saying and what you're writing, what you're thinking. So it's like, it's a really nice thing.
So we're gonna have to be doing scripting. Kai says scripting night one day. There might be some we can do in Discord. And hi, Bonnie. Bonnie was our 100th follower, so we just made a milestone. And also, Bonnie's here. Bonnie is gonna be our special guest next week. So make sure you guys go and show
Yay!
her some love.
Yes. Can't wait.
I will be all up and through the comment section.
Hey,
We appreciate
I'm ready.
Supporting, hosting, all that.
Love to see it. Yeah, we got commands for you guys. So everybody can go check you guys out, see all the things that y'all do.
I'm excited.
Me and Twin usually do Discord like meetups. We haven't had one recently because there's a lot of things happening in the world, and
Oh yeah.
But I know that we are overdue for one. But we'll definitely would love for Nami to come and like talk to us in Discord. That would be amazing.
Right.
I'm down. I got shit else to do.
Especially
I don't
for
got
those in,
nothing to do.
especially those in the chat that have maybe more personal questions and they don't feel comfortable saying it on stream,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
or anything, people might feel like their question is dumb, but it's not dumb. Like no questions are dumb, so they might feel a bit comfortable being a little bit more secluded.
Yeah.
So that would be cool. We can probably plan it someday.
Humble, do you feel comfortable with asking it in the chat?
Do we hear things? Is that your question, Kai? Wait, are y'all talking?
Oh no, I was muted
No, no,
because I was
no. I
typing.
was,
Okay, I was about to
I
say,
was,
Lord.
I was waiting for Humble's question.
Oh, okay, I was about to say, Lord.
Oh, spiritual protection.
Ooh, that's something I. That's a good question, Humble, because that's something I need help with too.
Oh no, no question is too personal for me. I'll answer whatever. They know I'm not,
Oh, you here now? Okay.
I said,
Welcome back, Kai. I'm sorry if y'all hear my neighbors cutting grass in the background because they're being annoying.
okay. I'm just. All right. Wait. Humble. What was the question? I'm sorry.
Spiritual protection.
What would you like to know about spiritual protection? There's like different ways to protect yourself spiritually. You can ask your spirit guides, angels, for protection. If that's okay with Udo's and Audrey, I can post a thing that you can do to actually call on protection from Archangel Michael.
You can definitely post anything you want.
Yes, I'll definitely do that after this.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys are not in the Discord,
I like to hop in the Discord.
Yes.
If I can do the correct command.
But yeah, there's different ways. You can ask for it. You can have crystals around to help you with protection. You can like really just, you can have like bracelets. There are bracelets that help with it. Which technically the bracelets are made of crystals. But yeah, it's definitely like there's definitely different ways. I usually sometimes I'll ask Archangel Michael for protection, because he will yield his sword, his little blue flame, and he will actually protect you.
Okay.
Are there any like particular? I don't even know how to speak English. Are there like particular crystals that you should have like around you? Because I know you said that to like have some around you. Would it like? Are there like specific ones, or maybe better to use than others, like when doing protection stuff like that?
I have black obsidian. I find that really helps me with like protecting me from negative energies. It depends on like what type of protection that you're looking for, like protection from negative energies. Black obsidian is really good for that. That's
Is
the
black
only one.
tourmaline a good one?
I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's a lot of like descriptions for the crystals. There's a shit ton of crystals. Let me just start with that. There's a lot of crystals, and there's a lot of descriptions, and like sometimes you can't keep up with which crystal goes with what. Which crystal is whatever. I say to, if you're picking up whatever crystal you're interested in, to make sure you take note of how it's making you feel, how you feel. Because with black obsidian, I hold it and I really kind of try to focus on how the crystal makes me feel. And I will feel like I'm protected. So I will buy black obsidian for protection, and that's pretty much really it. You can actually get a crystal and you can actually put that energy of what you want the crystal to be for.
Mm-hmm.
So it can, whatever crystal you get could help you with that too.
Mm-hmm. Very true.
I was trying to read chat. I know that Humble also said like that he heard that like that some jewelry should be hidden and stuff like that for protection and things.
Yes. Yeah. I definitely feel that too. Like I agree. Sometimes I will hide, because I'm wearing crystal bracelets now. Sometimes I'll hide them because I don't want other people's energy to be put into my crystal bracelets. Because the ones that I have Reiki energies in them. And I don't want their energies to tour with, to mess up what these crystals are here to do for me. There's also protection sprays that you can get. There's some on Etsy that you can get that'll definitely, you just spray it around you, and whenever you feel guided to do it, you can spray it on your bracelets, whatever. That will definitely help with that too.
I never even thought about that. That's smart. Good idea.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I'm like, I don't want to have all these damn crystals in my pocket. let me get a spray. So I just go on Etsy, and I will say this, like, you have to be mindful of, because just because the spray says it's good for this, it's not necessarily good for what you're trying to get it for. It's just the way things are with, there's a lot of people who will say, okay, well, hey, this is getting, people are getting a lot of money from this product. Let me sell it, but it's not going to be what it's supposed to be in the bottle, or whatever. Just be really mindful and listen to your intuition and buy what really draws you to that product. If you feel drawn to it, buy it, I'd say.
Good advice. Definitely.
Yeah. If you guys want, I can tell you where I usually get my protection sprays and all that from.
Please.
Aloha Elixir. I know they changed their name recently, but you should be able to find it. Aloha Elixir. See if I'll type it in the chat.
If you can post it in Discord too, that'd be awesome. So you don't have to.
Yes.
And then we can put it in the channel.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna do is I'm going to find their shop on Etsy. And I'm just going to get the link and post the link to their store there. They also have a website, so I'm going to post the website too.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. Question. Roll back. I think Gold Hairs had a question about whether or not ivory stone can be used for one of the chakras.
I haven't heard of that. But like I said, you can put that energy into that stone or that crystal to say, okay, hey, I want this stone, this crystal to be used for XYZ, and really put that energy in it and then start using it that way.
That's a good thing for people who are like beginners and stuff, so nobody feels pressured. Like if you can't afford a certain stone that's like recommended for a certain thing, I think that's like helpful to put your intentions into what you want it to do for you. So I think that's good. So nobody has to feel pressure, to go spend XYZ amount, on something that you don't have or something that you can't afford. That's good advice, because I never said that.
They have like a lot of crystals on Etsy too, and you can, like I said, you can get them and order them, and they're like really cheap. Some of them are on Etsy. Get them, like Udo said, put your intentions in them, and then just start using them. Because I think what a lot of people find confusing, which I've came across a lot of people that are just like, crystals are too much. They're like confusing because there's a lot of crystals. There's a lot of stones, and they have descriptions for each one, and it's hard to keep up with what stone does good for what and what crystal is good for what. And it's like, hey, you don't have to follow that description of what that crystal is used for, because when you get the crystal, it's not charged. It's just, you get the crystal, and whichever crystal you're drawn to, you buy it, you get home, and that's when you put the intention out there of what you want, whatever you bought to be used for. So that way it can fit with you, your energy, and it can also help you with whatever you need help with.
That's good advice, to be honest.
Exactly. All about setting them intentions for what you want for yourself.
Oh, also set intentions when you're meditating of what you want the meditation to do for you, like what you want to know. If you're like asking a question, kind of just like set the intention of, okay, I want this meditation to answer so and so question. or questions or however, or when you're listening to Reiki healers and on YouTube, and you're listening to Crystal sing whatever, it's really good to put in, intentions out there. Because, there are a lot of crystal singing bowl things on YouTube that actually help with your chakras and all that. But it's also important for you to put the intention out there that, okay, I want this sound to come in and to heal the parts of myself, or heal this chakra, or heal that chakra, or to heal any negative things, or to remove negative blockages or whatever.
Speaking of the crystal bowls, I don't know if y'all have ever listened to any of them, but it literally is like a very cleansing feel. Like, at least for me, just listening to it, I just feel like I'm being washed over because it's so calming and it just sounds so beautiful. Like, I can't wait to have a singing bowl one day because they're very nice.
Yes. Crazy thing is, I have a bowl, but it's not crystal singing bowl, which is like one of the ones I really want. I do have these are like really easy to find. They're the cheapest out of the bowls, really. But the crystal singing bowls are like, it depends on who sells them, because from what I found, there's a lot of people that will have their crystals $1,000, $2,000.
Ooh, those prices hurt a lot.
They do. I found some on Amazon that there's some for like $50. There's even some for like $100, which isn't bad considering how much you'd find some of them to be. And I know Uda's she found some before. I don't remember what website it was, but like you can always Google it. Yes, you can always Google, and there'll be a lot of websites where you can get crystal singing for cheap, and they're like in condition.
Goldair said, "Are they mostly made out of brass, like, or metal, or?"
Well, crystal singing bowls are made out of I think like quartz. There's some that's made out of like clear quartz and like different types of like quartz stuff. The one that I have though was, I don't really know what that's made out of, because they have ones that are handmade, and then they also have ones that are machine made. And I have a machine made one, so they won't tell you if you buy it. They're not gonna tell you like what it's made out of. Yeah. Believe me, when I bought mine, I was looking. I was like, all right, let me read the box. Nothing. It was just like, oh yeah, it's a bowl.
And where did you get yours?
I got mine at this it's a store over here, Earthbound.
Oh.
Yes. Earthbound. They also have a website. I don't know if they should have singing bowls and stuff on their website. Earthbound Trading Company.com, or it's something. I'm gonna have to look it up and also post that in the Twin Tarot Discord too. That's cool with everybody.
Always. You don't have to even ask. You can just post it.
Exactly. We'll pin it to the appropriate channel.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
appreciate all the anything that anybody shares, because we're not
We do.
experts, so
Exactly. Disclaimer. Let me
get
go ahead and
any
drop that disclaimer.
anything that anybody want to share. We love to research about it, look it up, and or like with the crystals and things. Love to see where we can buy a legit one, because Twin was telling me about how they be selling glass and stuff. I'm like, child,
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm like, no
Yes.
ma'am.
Apple be out here watching Lulu. Let me find out. I love her.
You said Lulu?
Lulu, yes.
She be reading me. It's like, oh my god.
Oh,
Yes. Lulu, let me tell you, she was all up and through the comment section.
Oh.
Every time Lulu goes live, oh, there goes Apple. I'm like, I see Apple in here.
I'm gonna have to be looking for Apple now.
Oh, you'll see her. Talking about somebody. Talking about Lulu.
Who out here special Apple? Must be nice.
Not that she talks to me. Man, that's how I feel too.
Singing my Super Bowl angelic chants. Oh, there. Oh my goodness. That is so true creative. Like,
Yes.
especially with sage and like simple crystals and stuff like that. Like some of these companies, what's it called? Urban Outfitters and all these other similar places, like overpriced and stuff, like ridiculous. It's gross. Because it's like the thing that everybody's into. So they're like, let us, step our little bit of capitalism in it and make a profit. It's very annoying.
That's why I always go to Etsy.
Oh
Because
yeah.
I know. I know the deal with that. Etsy won't play me like that.
Well, I got played by Etsy,
I got
but
a story
we
time.
Oh, Palo Santo. Oh my
I
god,
want
I
some
love
Palo. I got
love
sage,
it.
but I want some Palo.
Oh
The
my
Palo
god.
Santo that I have, it smelled like apple pie when I lit it. I was like, oh my god. But it wasn't like a strong, like it didn't smell like a fake apple pie candle, but it just had this like, I don't know how to
Applewood.
explain it. Yeah, kind of like apple wood, but it just smelled really good. And I was like, I like this.
Palo Santo is like the best. Because, sage is very strong.
That shit's strong as hell, child.
Strong as
Smell
hell.
like
And
I'm
if you have
cooking,
allergies,
what you call it? Some Thanksgiving when I lit it.
I love sage because it makes me think of dressing. And I love dressing.
Palo Santo is like it's like an alternative. Like if you have allergies, sage is too strong for you. Palo Santo is like the best.
Never got to go back to the store you found, like she said. Oh dang, Sim. I'm sorry, Sim.
Damn. Oh my god. Yes. Kyrie. I remember that. When she went to Five Below.
I think it was. Because Kai was showing us and we're like, did it have a smell? And Kai was like, because the smell of sage, like, immediately.
Yes.
So if it doesn't have a scent, that they probably just rolled up some leaves out of the yard. They're like,
they dried some leaves up. Like, sell it. $5.
Exactly. Yeah. What if my family members are the demons?
Child, I used to have asthma when I was younger, but you know how Sim probably knows, like, people that have asthma or something when they was little, but they kind of grow out of it, quote unquote. Like, child, I be coughing, but I still be doing it. I be choking. I be like, my God, I gotta cleanse. I gotta cleanse.
I like the smell of it, but I don't want because I think my family, they probably think it smells like weed. So they probably think I'm smoking marijuanas, and I don't do that. So it's like I like to sage when nobody's here, so they don't be all like, "What does that smell?"
Yeah.
But yeah, I like it. I like it. Helps with my like throat and like nose and stuff when I like smell it. Because apparently it used to be used in like the old days for like upper respiratory stuff. So I was like, oh, because they used to smoke it back then. But I don't want to smoke it because I don't want to die, possibly.
I mean, you can also buy like sage sprays too. Like,
oh yeah,
they sell like sage sprays, so it's not strong. You know, it's not like, you know, but you spray it on yourself. You can also like spray it in your house too. That'll definitely, you know, that's a different thing. It's a better alternative, you know, if you have people in the house that don't like the smell of sage, you can get the sage spray.
I'm gonna get some and spray it on people to get the demons.
I'm dead. 20 toxic.
I'm not toxic. They have demons in them.
I can see her just spraying it in her face.
Spray in your mouth.
Not in your mouth. Oh my God. Humble has another question.
Okay. Not in your mouth.
Yes, Nami said she's gonna post some links later on after we're done streaming and stuff when she get a chance.
Do not gotta eat first because they're gonna yell at me if I don't eat.
That part,
we sure are.
Because I'd really. Oh wait, no. Did I eat today? Oh wait, what the hell? Did I eat today?
I hope you did.
Oh wait, no. I had vegan chicken nuggets. I did eat today. Okay. But that was like earlier today. That was like right when I woke up.
Everybody said Nami eat.
I will see. This is exactly what I'm talking about. I will post the links while I'm eating.
We will be waiting. Look at these vegans over here.
Must be nice
oh
to
my
be
God.
rich.
Bye, Audrey.
Imagine being able to afford vegan meals.
Bye, Audrey. Jeez. Yeah, they're like overpriced. But like you can go to like a restaurant and sometimes they'll have like vegan burgers. Like I always order veggie burgers from that damn place that I forgot the name of, but
not the place I forgot the name of. Okay,
but it's so good.
Question. Humble says, so when you're shopping at spiritual stores or places in general, how do you know what to avoid interacting with, or is that kind of what we talked about with protection?
Notice the atmosphere. There's actually a store that I've never heard of. It's called like the Holy Rose, but it's like over here. I went to it once and I had to walk in, and the first thing I do when I walk into any spiritual store that I've never been in, I look around. I notice a lot of things. I notice how it feels when I walk in. I notice if it's light in the building and if it's like heavy. Because if it's heavy, then I just walk the hell back out. Because the atmosphere wouldn't be welcoming to me. And, you know, you just have to notice, look around. Are people happy when, you know, are the people that work there, are they smiling? Do they look like they don't even want to be there? You know, like, you know, you just have to notice a lot of things that goes on in the store and the energy.
Mm-hmm.
all that.
Mm-hmm.
I like how Nami said, if it's dark, I'm getting the F out of there. I'll
Yes.
be working some dark side of things, like that lady from Trading Spouses. Dark
Ooh.
Oh
side.
my god. Child, we not
I
even.
love her.
That lady is crazy. I've only
They let
Oh,
had
her get
one.
some say so.
one experience at a metaphysical shop, and it was a good one. It was pretty good.
The black
They had a black
kitty.
cat there too, which I still
That cat
love.
didn't want those
I'm
dogs
not
coming in from
biased
y'all's
upon
food.
the cat, black cats. That's my favorite. So there's
Oh my
I
that.
god.
like it,
I want a
even though I
black
hate
cat.
cats. Same, and
I
I don't even
I
like
really
cats
want a
that
black
much.
cat. They are so. That's what I do not like. They are so misunderstood. And
I
it's
feel
Because
like
we
just
can
because
relate to
they're a
pets.
yes, just because they're a black cat, what makes them different than other, a gray cat or a cat with stripes? What makes it different than cats that you have? People are so like, what's the word? They have like they're so what's the word,
Superstitious.
y'all? Yes, superstitious. That it's like it has gotten so bad that when it's Halloween and you want to go to like the animal shelter to get a cat or like whatever, they won't allow you to get a cat because people will buy a cat, like a black cat, and kill the cat.
Oh hell
Right?
no.
Because
Yeah,
people are demons.
it has gotten that bad that you can't really get a black cat around Halloween. Not even like on the day of Halloween, like around Halloween. Not even in the month of October can you get a black cat because people will buy them
Yeah.
and just kill them.
And
It's gotten really bad.
now owls, I don't know about owls, but what you were saying, gold hairs also. I was just about to say that when we were in the shop, that the cat was kind of like walking around, kind of like casing the place, like looking outside, making sure nobody was coming in there. it was,
Oh my goodness.
it was definitely different. Like they was chill, but it was like they were on high alert. They was just around, looking around and stuff.
I remember when y'all were
Yes.
streaming it, Twin, that cat, like when the person was trying to come in with the dog, and that cat was like, hell no. Like the way the cat was like
Cat was
walking
like, "No,
around
ma'am, no sir,
from my store, like that
no
cat was
cow,
not
no
having
chicken.
it.
You might as well turn back around."
I have a story about a black cat. Well, I
I would like
have
to hear.
several stories, but I'm just gonna say this one story. Um, or two. I don't know. It depends on how much time we have, and if you guys will be okay.
You can end us out on this story time.
Okay. Um. So, I I shapeshift. I'm a shapeshift. So I am a part of feline, which is why cats always come to me. Like cats are not just like my family, my feline family, but like they are messing with me. So they'll come when like I'm going through something that I need to know. They'll show up. Um, and like you guys said, they'll like show up to protect me, or just to let me know, okay, hey, we're here, good. It's like they're like guiding me. There was a very hard situation that I going through recently where I was living in a hotel, and I was just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. What am I gonna do? I don't have enough money to continue to stay in a hotel, and I was just freaking out and so scared and like crying every single moment because I didn't know what to do. So my boyfriend, God bless him, came to visit me, and we went to get food, and outside of the hotel there was this cute black cat that was there. The cat didn't even notice he even existed, like he was there. The cat just kept staring at me the whole time. I was like, oh, that's strange, because like I didn't even notice that the cat was staring at me. he was like, hey, like, the cat is just focused on you. Like, he would walk forward and the cat's just act like he wasn't there. The cat was just like staring at me. And I was just like, I think it wants to tell me something. I think it's like trying to show me something, whatever. And I would walk towards it. It's like it was waiting for me to walk towards it. I walked towards it, and the cat walked forward like it was trying to lead me. And it would stop, and it would look back, and it would wait for me to continue to walk with it. So we did that for like almost an hour. And I was just like, I'm sitting like, I don't understand. Like, you have to speak to me. I don't understand this language of, me following you. And the cat it was just something about this cat that it was like the cat was healing me. And I feel like the cat's message was just keep on going. Like, don't stop, and don't just like, okay, hey, I wouldn't give up. Like, just keep going. Mm-hmm. We went to get food, and I was like, okay, cat, you better stay right here because I'm not done talking. So we go get food. We come back, and the cat's gone. I think like a car scared it away or something. The cat's gone. I'm sitting in a car with my boyfriend, and I'm just like, okay, I'm here. I'm eating my food, and then I see this cat, and before I even notice like what's going on, I just start talking to him, and I'm bawling my eyes out, and just the things that I was trying to hide from him because I didn't want him to worry, I just let it all out, and I'm crying, and I'm just having a fit. 2 seconds after, the cat walked by my side, and it was a different cat. It wasn't even like the same cat. It was a different cat. And I'm just like, oh my God. After that, I felt different. I didn't even feel like the same person. Like, I felt different. I felt stronger. I felt like it was me, but it wasn't me. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, not in like a bad way, but it was just like, I'm actually growing, and I'm actually like understanding everything that happened. I'm understanding. And it's weird. It's weird. But, hey, it happens. I'm part of the feline family, guys. Who knew that I shapeshift into a cat?
I can definitely see it.
Dude, because I can always tell, too, because I wake up and I have scratches on me, and I'm just like, where did this come from? Like, at the hotel, before, like, the cat showed up, I had scratches on my back, and they were like claw scratches, and I'm like, what the hell is this? And I'm just like, everything just got brought to the surface, and it's like, as soon as I saw the cats, I just started seeing everything, and I'm just like, okay, now I understand everything. It's a weird story, but believe me, there are no lies. It actually happened. Even though I say, hey, I didn't ask for this, it happened.
We appreciate you sharing.
We do.
Thanks for listening.
Cats are cats.
We stand cats. We stand animals in general, to be honest.
Yes.
Stand horses.
Horses?
Yeah, I love horses.
Spirit animals are horses.
I'm the one weird horse girl.
So if you hear her be named, you know why. We
Oh yeah,
appreciate you
elephants
coming,
too.
Nami.
Thank you
Thank you
again
guys for
for being
having me.
It took
Man.
us a long time to finally get Nami, but I'm glad we did.
Yes, it was
Yeah.
worth it.
And if you guys will have me back, I
Yes.
will come back whenever. All you guys gotta do is like, hey Nami, hey, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm coming. Let's go. When are we gonna do it?
A I know we're getting humble.
What that
I
mean?
Humble's talking about the lizard people and stuff. Humble.
The
I
lizard
can't say
people?
humble.
Not to visit people.
Twins like, huh?
Y'all know I have slow.
Creative. You already said September.
Yes.
I've
Creative,
screenshotted that somewhere.
creative. I can't wait for you to come on.
I remember all y'all that was in the chat was like, sign me up. And we
Mhm.
surely is gonna sign you right on up.
Oh, my bad, humble. I thought you meant like the conspiracy things. Never mind.
Twin said, it's time to get into conspiracy theories.
Apple next January.
Is she gonna let people hear her voice?
I would like to hope.
Oh yes, I love. First of all, I
Oh,
love True Blood. It's except the last parts, but yes,
Man, I
because
haven't seen
what's
True
his
Blood
name
in
always
years.
shapeshift into a dog, like a
Oh.
little. He shapeshifted in a couple of dogs actually, but yeah.
It always happens when I'm sleeping. And I can always tell when it happens because like the dreams I have and I'm looking at people, like stuff happens and I'm just like I'm not myself, but I'm seeing all of this happen. That's how I know, like, okay, hey, I'm shapeshifting. I'm actually not me, but a cat. Yeah. It's a weird thing.
Does it kind of feel like maybe like astral projection?
Um, no, not really.
Okay.
No. Like you're just it's kind of like any other dream, but you're not you're not yourself. You're seeing everything play out and it's just like you're there but you're not there and
Yeah.
you're watching everything happen. It's like that. But I'm like I don't know. It's really interesting. And it's very weird. It's very weird and interesting, but I'm thankful that I shapeshift because it helps me like understand a lot of things better and like it helps me understand people better because a lot of stuff happens between like people, and it helps me kind of understand people's soul more than their actual like the flesh. It helps me understand people in a deeper way.
Yeah. All right. Thanks again, Nami.
Thank you guys.
Appreciate it so much.
I'll
for you
definitely be
coming.
back.
Yeah.
we can't wait.
Talk about all the things.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
All the things.
I would also like to add, I know I told Bestie this before, but I'm going to tell you, Audrey. Okay. Just in case she can go back and tell you. You probably did.
Wow.
But I'll definitely say this, and I would say it until I'm clean out of breath. That what you guys got going on is very important. And it brings people together in ways that sometimes you don't see in the moment when you're doing the show. But you guys have no idea how many people and how many you are helping and changing because of the show and the podcast, and I think this is very beautiful, and I love and I support what you guys are doing. And it's not because you guys are my friends. It's because like this is very needed, and it helps people feel comfortable with themselves and feel closer to other people and to themselves, and it's just very beautiful, and it's just, man, it is like really needed. So thank you guys for creating Twin Tarot and having the courage to do this and to help and to heal people.
Well, I don't remember Twin telling me that at all.
I don't remember. I have a bad memory. Like, oh my God.
I remember it because we were on FaceTime and Curry was there too. I remember it.
But I do appreciate it. Like, I'm low-key in shambles right now, so I was low-key crying when you was talking.
I was trying not to. I was like,
but
sorry.
well, no, it's not your fault. It's just that it's just been kind of rough. But
Yeah.
to be honest, when me and Twin were just looking back on like some of the videos, it definitely was very funny because like when we first started, we was in shambles and we were just like, oh my God, this is crazy. We don't know what we're doing. And I do honestly and truly appreciate everybody, all y'all, for just coming in and listening to us talk about just, you know, everything, whatever that anybody's going through, and just all the things. I don't know. I can't even talk right now because like, shut up, Steve. But anyway, I appreciate y'all.
because I mean, honestly, we wouldn't have this if it wasn't for y'all supporting us, because y'all do have to be here, you know. And the fact that y'all even followed us to a whole new channel and all the things that we've been doing, y'all, you know, still continue to like support us and stuff, you know. We appreciate you guys, because it wouldn't be anything without y'all, because it's like there wouldn't be anything. We're just here talking to ourselves, so
Which we
love
do anyway, so we might as well stream it.
right.
Well, I'm very grateful for you guys for being the ones who have a platform like this, because it's helping me heal as well, and it's helping me cope with things, and it's helping me get to know and understand a lot of people better. Even you guys, even though you guys are my friends, but you know, it's helping me get closer to you guys. And I'm very grateful, and I appreciate you being the ones to have this show and for doing what you're doing.
Over here got people feeling emotions. So we're not supposed to be feeling emotions. What is that?
Child, this is
But I will say, doing this, because y'all know me, and y'all know how I feel about talking about stuff and emotions and stuff, but doing this has made it easier for me to talk to people about things and not, you know, keep everything inside as I typically like to do. Having this space, and feeling like more comfortable with you guys and getting to know like all of y'all, because I feel like we talk about stuff, you know, in here or in Discord or whatever. We allow ourselves to be a little bit more vulnerable, which is something I have a hard time with. But having y'all and all the things that we talk about, and it's like, oh, you know, I deal with that too, or you know, like all those things, like it's really helped me a lot. Like a whole lot. It's really helped, you know, having y'all and being able to talk to y'all about things, and because we relate on a lot of stuff. So I appreciate all y'all. I love y'all, even though, you know, some of y'all are bullies.
Oh my God, here
I'm not
we
gonna
go.
say any names, but I love y'all.
It's really a beautiful thing. You guys are helping me feel less alone. I appreciate that so much. See, now I'm gonna get emotional. Okay, cut the cameras.
It's your fault.
I'm glad we not on camera, child. Cause
I know, child. I would turn it off so quick, cause, ooh,
if we still got a whole month left, child. Nami got us in shambles over here crying.
exactly.
Sorry,
Child.
not child 3.
My Aquamoon says chill.
Oh my goodness. This Aries moon is trying to fight the tears. Like, go back.
Not chopsticks, Nami. Look, I like using chopsticks for everything. Don't judge me.
The thug like tears.
Thanks for dropping those.
Oh,
I know I'm not, child.
Right?
Hold up.
Whew. Not yet humble, but next month. Yay!
Yes.
Not
I'm
yay.
not
I'm
ready.
excited. I can't
I'm
wait
not.
for it. I'm so excited.
Child. The Mars stuff has already got me fucked up. I'm tired. Aqua Moon and shit. I'm like, I'm tired of this shit right now. I'm tired. It's a lot.
Okay, we're gonna try this again. Thank you for coming, Nami.
Thank you for making us cry on me.
I know.
Well,
I'm
thanks
finna
for having
go
me.
be an emo and cry in my pillow.
Right? I'm crying to my chips.
Well,
For
thanks
the
for
cry in my
allowing
spaghetti I'm
me
about to eat.
to make you guys cry.
Toxic.
Hey, man, crying is healing.
Child. I know.
Same creator.
But
Very much
honestly,
same.
right. Because nobody I knew, like none of my like IRL friends, they don't care about this stuff. They're like, you like crystals? Like you like rocks? Like
You like
they don't
rock?
get any of this. They don't get this stuff. Don't know what this means.
Not in my SpaghettiOs.
The SpaghettiOs. I hate SpaghettiOs.
Make sure y'all check out Nami on her channel. Also follow her on Twitters. We
She
forgot to
never
link the
gonna follow you
Twitters,
back
but
though.
she'll never follow you back.
It's
on
new
screen.
live with the underscore, isn't it? It's like this.
Yes.
Okay. Follow Nami on Twitter.
Yes.
I've already explained that.
Don't follow me
Explain.
back.
It took Nami 8 months to follow me back on Twitter.
Y'all know I have to like. I don't back right away. There, you know someone, and then you look at their Twitter, and it's like, oh my god, like negative energy out the
I see,
wazoo.
I see.
You know what I mean? And so I kind of like wait, because there are a lot of people that are like, Nami, I followed you years ago.
I'm screaming.
You didn't follow me back. And like I followed Bestie back because I'm like, okay, I already know how Bestie get down, so that's cool. I know she's not, don't have like a whole bunch of bullshit on her stuff, so exactly. But yeah, I have to a lot of people be like, nope, okay, I'll follow you back. Nope. So.
Yeah.
So believe me, guys, it's not personal. I just have to go through people's energy
Understandable.
on Twitter.
Sure.
Yeah. Because
Mm-hmm.
I don't want no negativity
Exactly.
on my feed.
Exactly.
Facts.
Yeah.
I like to meet people. Because sometimes I don't hate them enough to unfollow them, so I just meet them. So I never see what they say.
But yes, make sure y'all follow Nami. And hopefully we'll have Nami back sooner than later. Hopefully this year, not next year.
I like to have that for August when we do our Virgo natal chart reading.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Oh yes, because y'all know August 31st, Virgo sign, Taurus moon. Wait, no, Scorpio moon. There we go. I don't fuck my own damn thing. Okay, hold on. Let me start over. Doop, 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 doop. Rewind. Virgo sun, Taurus rising, Scorpio moon. There we go.
That.
That makes a lot of sense.
We're
See,
way
this
too
is
good
why.
for that.
See, this is why I knew she was. As soon as she see it, you have. Oh, no wonder why you're like this. See,
I'm screaming. That creator's name was Pixelated Pussy. I was like, what is? I was like, what was this on my timeline? But it was creative.
I'm weak. Alrighty, y'all. We about to head on out of here. Because we'll be here
Y'all
all
for
night.
being
Not gonna lie.
We really will. Really will.
Thank you again, Nami, for coming. Thank y'all for coming. Giving us a
y'all.
host, a follow, or retweet, whatever you did, a lurk. We appreciate it.
He loves y'all. Make sure y'all stay tuned in Discord for when Nami drops the resource links, and also
Yes.
we're gonna try to work out when we're gonna do our Discord hangout soon.
Yeah.
So make sure y'all are in there for whenever we decide when that happens, because we kind of want to do that sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And
we love y'all.
next week we're gonna have Bon on.
Exactly. Make sure
So
y'all go
look
check out
forward
both.
to that, y'all. We'll have the flyer and all that good stuff up soon.
Right. And don't forget, if you guys have any specific questions for Bonnie or anything like that, make sure you guys submit that to our Ask, or you can put it in Discord and we'll add that.
Yes.
Or you can just ask stuff in the chat on the day.
Yep.
It's all up to you guys.
Yep. Alrighty. Nam, you have any last few words?
yes. Stan, Adriana, Elise G. Please, thank you.
Oh my god.
Stan Oodles of Sins.
Who is
Yes.
that?
Your name is literally Sins.
I changed my name. It's Oodles of Purity.
Twin, we're
Really?
getting out of here because you lying up too.
That's
Please.
that's what I'm changing my name to. It's been 3 months. I can change it now.
Oh my god. Good night, guys.
Bye, y'all.
Oh.
How do I do that?